In the heart of a picturesque village, bordered by the whispering shadows of an ancient forest, lived Hansel and Gretel, two siblings bound not just by blood, but by the shared hardships of their past. The morning light filters through the curtains of a modestly furnished cottage. Hansel and Gretel are seated at the breakfast table, their expressions somber. Their father, a man with deep lines etched into his face, sits at the head of the table, avoiding eye contact. The stepmother moves about the kitchen, her movements sharp and efficient.
Another day, just like the rest.
At least we have each other.
Their father clears his throat, a sign of discomfort. The stepmother sets down a plate of food with more force than necessary.
Eat up. We have a long day ahead.
Hansel is seen dusting the shelves, pausing to look at a family photograph, his fingers tracing the outline of their mother's face.
Thinking about her again.
Always. Do you ever wonder?
He's cut off by the sudden entrance of their father, looking more downtrodden than usual.
Hansel, Gretel. We need to talk.
Hansel and Gretel walk through the village. Their interaction with villagers is distant, marked by brief nods and forced smiles. The villagers watch them with a mixture of pity and curiosity. The siblings are in their shared bedroom, the moon casting shadows across the room. They speak in hushed tones, the air heavy with unspoken thoughts.
Something's wrong, Hansel. Father's been...
And the stepmother? She's been more agitated lately.
Their conversation is interrupted by muffled voices from downstairs, their father and stepmother in a heated discussion. Hansel and Gretel quietly move to the top of the stairs, straining to hear the conversation below.
We have no choice. It's the only way.
They're old enough to fend for themselves. It's us or them.
Hansel and Gretel exchange a look of horror as the realization dawns. They are the topic of discussion.
Gretel, they're planning to leave us.
Abandon us. But why?
Hansel and Gretel sit in the dimly lit living room, an air of tension surrounding them. Old family photographs are spread out on the table.
Look at this one, Hansel. Mother looks so happy here. But I can't remember much about her.
Neither can I. It's all like a distant dream now. But do you ever feel like there's something Father isn't telling us about her death?
Hansel, do you ever remember Mother talking about her family or her past?
Not much. She always seemed hesitant, like there were things she couldn't speak of.
Gretel nods, her eyes reflecting a mix of sadness and suspicion. The rain beats heavily against the windows. Inside, Hansel and Gretel's parents are in the midst of a heated argument. The tension is palpable.
Why are you doing this to us? To our family? Please, think of what this will do to Hansel and Gretel.
I can't live this lie anymore. I don't love you. I never did.
The mother is visibly shaken, tears mingling with the rain on the window. A stormy night. The mother is seen arguing with a shadowy figure, the silhouette of a woman. The scene is tense, voices raised but indistinct. Suddenly, there's a scream and a thud. The children, woken by the noise, rush to the staircase to see their mother lying motionless at the bottom. The father and the stepmother, who was then just a family friend, exchange a loaded glance. Hansel and Gretel sit in silence, the memory hanging heavy in the air.
It never made sense. Her fall, how it all happened so suddenly.
And then father married her only months after. It was too quick, too strange.
The father and stepmother are discussing in hushed, urgent tones. The atmosphere is thick with guilt and fear.
They're asking questions, digging up the past. We can't let them find out.
What do you want me to do? They're my children.
It's us or them. Remember what's at stake.
Hansel is at the window, looking out into the night, while Gretel sits on her bed, deep in thought.
Hansel, do you think? Could father have been involved in what happened to her?
I don't know. But we need to find out. We owe it to her.
The siblings exchanging a determined look, the weight of their unresolved past pressing down upon them. The morning is brisk, and the house is buzzing with an unusual energy. The father and stepmother are in the kitchen preparing for a day out in the forest.
We're going for a picnic in the forest. It'll be a nice change, won't it?
Yes, a perfect day for it. Fresh air will do us all good.
Hansel and Gretel exchange a worried look but nod in agreement. The family walks towards the forest, the father and stepmother leading the way. The forest looms ahead, its trees casting long shadows.
Something doesn't feel right about this.
Stay alert. We'll stick together no matter what.
The family ventures deeper into the forest. The father and stepmother's pace quickens, and Hansel and Gretel struggle to keep up. Suddenly, the father stops and points to a clearing.
This looks like a perfect spot. Why don't you two start setting up here?
We'll go gather some firewood. Be back soon.
Before Hansel and Gretel can respond, their parents disappear into the forest. Hansel and Gretel wait, but there's no sign of their parents. Unease turns to worry.
They've been gone too long. Something's not right.
We should go look for them.
They pack up hastily and head in the direction their parents went. The sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the forest floor. Hansel and Gretel are hopelessly lost, the realization dawning on them that they have been abandoned.
It's like the forest is changing around us. Are we going in circles?
No, this was planned. They left us here on purpose.
But why? Why would they do this?
We can't give up. We'll find our way out. For ourselves, for Mom.
The father and stepmother return home. The house feels empty, cold.
It's done. They won't survive out there.
The father sits, a look of anguish on his face.
What have I done? My own children.
It's us or them. We had no choice.
She looks out the window into the dark forest, a hint of doubt in her eyes. The realization of their abandonment sinks in. Hansel tries to stay strong for Gretel.
What are we going to do? We're all alone.
We're not helpless. We'll survive this. Let's find shelter and make a plan.
The siblings, with makeshift shelters, sit huddled together. They talk in hushed tones.
I can't believe they would do this to us. Why, Hansel?
I don't know, but right now, we need to focus on surviving. We'll figure out the rest later.
They lie under the shelter, the sounds of the forest all around them. Gretel is visibly scared, but Hansel remains resolute.
I'm scared, Hansel. What if we can't find our way out?
We will. I promise. We'll find a way. For now, we need to stay strong.
Hansel and Gretel are confronted with the harsh reality of being left alone in an unfamiliar and menacing forest.